This morning, questions mounting about another aviation incident. This time, a close call at Florida's Orlando International Airport.
Stop 3278, stop with 3278, stop. Cancel takeoff clearance. You're on hotel taxiway.
A Southwest Airlines flight heading to Albany, New York Thursday, abruptly halting its takeoff after the airline confirms the pilots nearly took off from the taxiway instead of the runway.
He was on the taxi lane and decided to take off and was not where you take off and then jammed on the brakes and we just went flying.
The FAA now saying an air traffic controller canceled the takeoff clearance after the aircraft began its takeoff roll on a taxiway. Taxiways, typically shorter than runways, are not intended for takeoffs or landings. Southwest says no injuries were reported, and they arranged for another plane to take passengers to their destination. The FAA now investigating how it could have happened. This marks the latest in a string of alarming aviation incidents, including this jaw-dropping crash in Toronto last month. This morning, Canadian authorities shedding light into what may have caused that Delta flight to flip over while landing. Incredibly, everyone on board survived.
Our plane crashed. It's upside down.
The Transportation Safety Board of Canada saying in preliminary findings the plane was descending too quickly, setting off an alarm seconds before landing. As it hit the ground, they say the plane's right landing gear fractured and the right wing broke off, releasing a cloud of jet fuel, which caught fire. The report including these never-before-seen photos showing that wing 200 feet away from the wreckage. And another note from that report, investigators saying that the first officer on board that flight actually had less than the 1,500 hours of flight experience generally required from the FAA for someone to serve as pilot or co-pilot. But it also notes the agency typically makes exceptions for someone with something called an airlight transport pilot certificate, which this first officer did have. Delta, for its part, saying there's nothing more important than the safety of its customers and that they are fully engaged still with this investigation.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.